Sadly, the medical team's efforts were unsuccessful, and the woman was pronounced dead in her cabin. Thus, what was supposed to be a birthday celebration for the deceased's husband turned into what was likely the worst day of the man's life. It's unclear which cruise ship they were sailing on, but French outlet Var Martin wrote that it was a Mediterranean sailing that featured Livorno, Italy, Cannes, and disembarked in Barcelona, Spain. With this in mind, Norwegian Cruise Line's Norwegian Breakaway seems like the most likely host. The Breakaway-class flagship was operating a 10-day one-way sailing from Trieste, Italy to Barcelona, Spain, that embarked on October 9, 2025, and included calls to Livorno and Cannes. In fact, the ship had just visited Cannes on Friday, October 17th, and very well could have still been anchored at the tender port that night. Norwegian Sky also visited Cannes on October 17th, with MSC Cruises' MSC Seaview and Marella Cruises' Marella Discovery calling 2 days later on October 19th. While these ships presumably could have been in the area, their itineraries make it less likely that the deceased woman was on board. As is standard protocol, crew members alerted local authorities once the passenger's death was confirmed. This included reaching out to the Maritime Gendarmerie and Cannes Police. As the vessel was still close to the shore, authorities were able to rendezvous with the ship via an inflatable boat to begin the standard investigation process and bring the body to shore. If a ship is not able to return to a port or meet with authorities quickly, there are morgues on board to preserve the body until it can be disembarked. Sometimes, there are also repatriation issues at play, where the body cannot be taken off at the next port or must stay on board for the remainder of the sailing, which was not the case here. After French authorities completed their investigation and the body was examined by a coroner, the woman's death was ruled as not suspicious. The most likely culprit was a heart attack. Heart attacks are unfortunately quite common and can be unpredictable. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, someone in the US has a heart attack every 40 seconds. The woman was temporarily transferred to the Cannes burial ground by firefighters before being returned to her family for end-of-life services. The extra care often continues once families have returned home, with representatives from the cruise line often assigned to check on them in the coming weeks to months. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family involved.